Welcome back to the Nerdrotic Podcast. My name is Gary Buechler. I'm live in San Francisco, California. I come to you from nerdrotic.com, and I'm with my best bud, the Greek geek down in San Diego, California, Dennis Bithoulkas. What is up, Dennis?
Nothing much. I'm just leading my legion of mice in my apartment, I guess, is what's going on right now. And yeah.
Kind of doing your own little Pied Piper kind of thing there.
Willard, I guess, is what's happening.
Yeah, well, Willard. There you go. Ooh, that's a nice deep cut there, Dennis. Willard. Yeah, we're here to cover.
Ben. I could have gone with the
What was
Ben.
that?
I could have gone with the Ben, Gentle Ben. You know, the
Oh, yes, you could have. You had a choice, but I
did.
really love the Willard choice. Okay, Crispin Glover. We love him here. Yes, I'm wearing my American Gods Taboo hat today. And my preacher collar. We're ready to go. Sorry we missed you guys last week. We did do a podcast, and I didn't like it very. It was like we were pretty much bashing the episode, except for a couple things.
I was good. Gary fucked it up.
Oh yeah, of course. And I decided not to go with it. So sometimes it's just better not to say anything if you can't say anything nice at all. And really, the only thing nice we would have said is we really like the humiliating butter scene where he asked her how long she could hold her breath, and the sodomy scene where he gets his epiphany, his sodomized epiphany, his little backdoor epiphany. But we're back. It's episode 10, Dirty Little Secrets. And before I start out, we've been having a little trouble, and it's all started with Preacher. It all started with episode Victor when we got this mystery flag, and we can't do our live streaming on our station until October 8th. That's why I'm actually live streaming this on my other Gmail, one of my 60 Gmail accounts that YouTube doesn't know about or doesn't care about. And, I've been putting up videos, and this has to do with Adpocalypse. And I know, hey, we're nothing. We're a small little station. We've only been really doing videos for 8 months. We've only been really trying for 6. We had some pretty good growth there. And then this flag happened. And now everything I put up, except for the Joss Whedon video, which I think would be the one you want to demonetize, gets demonetized. And I know a lot of big YouTubers are talking about it. But what the thing is, they're not hitting the really big guys. They're hitting the middle and small guys first. And I put up our Game of Thrones video, which I'm with my wife. I didn't even cuss. And it's even a short review video because we don't have our regular host, John, because he's getting married. And they demonetized it within 3 seconds. And they demonetized our Defenders video too. Excuse me. I don't really care about the money. It's like we make $5. It's nothing. It's the only reason I monetize is for views. It puts you out there. It gets you recommended. That's the only thing I care about. You notice we don't ask you for money. We don't have a Patreon. We're not going to do that. We have day jobs. This is a hobby. We're cool. But I really want to get those recommendations, and yeah, it just killed it dead, especially our Game of Thrones video, which sucks. We've been getting nothing great, but ever since we've gotten our status knocked down a little bit from that streaming, it's been hurting our views. So subscribers, thank you for sticking in there, and I don't know if you're getting notifications. I don't know if you're seeing recommendations from our videos. I have no idea what's going on. I don't even know why YouTube is picking on us. Maybe we're too controversial recapping TV shows here.
I like Gary.
Yeah, I would too. Maybe we should full blown. I don't even want to. Never mind. I don't even want to say it because it might be one of the flag words that gets us demonetized. So we'll see what happens with this video. Enough of that. Let's talk about Preacher. And what an opening scene, Dennis.
It was kind of screwed.
Literally. Well, I mean, it didn't take me long to figure out when she was going, "Oh Jesus," I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna be Jesus." And it was actually a really well done scene. At first I was like, "Oh God, all you're trying to do is piss off Christians," which they were doing, but they did have that little sweet little moment where he's like, "I do love you," and she's like, "What?" And then and it's all to have a kid. My favorite part though is like when the apostles come by and they're like, "Where were you?" "Well, you were passed out, so I went to go heal this young lady," and she's all and then Judas with the getaway donkeys.
Yeah, Judas has the getaway donkeys out in the field.
Maybe that's why he got crucified. Getaway donkeys are not a good choice. I admire Seth Rogen and AMC for their bravery, but you want to be real brave next season. I want you to show a scene of Muhammad buying some slaves. Okay, just to make it, a little even. There we go.
Yeah, I did like the whole Jesus. So we're cool, right?
Yeah. with the backlighting.
Because just so you know, you can't tell anybody about this.
No, yeah, no, I like when she's like, "You want some dinner?" And he's all, "I already ate." And my mind went somewhere else. And she's like, "It's like that, huh?" Oh yeah. So really, really good scene. I was laughing my ass off. It, got me right in the episode, especially since let's come out and say it, man. That was a boring episode. Last episode was just the tulip stuff is boring the S out of me, and it got a little more exciting.
So I got attacked by a bee there.
A bee?
Yeah, I'm getting attacked by all kinds of crap.
You got freaking mice and bees. Maybe it is the apocalypse. We had, the eclipse yesterday. No mass suicide
in the White House. So
well, whatever. Yeah, Trump is in the White House, and we have eclipses, and and the Cubs won the pennant. And, it's all over. So we had the tulip stuff. Is really still boring the crap out of me. I'm sorry, man.
It needs to end. It really needs to end.
Yeah, dude, yes, she's got nightmares. She's worried about stuff. This has gone on for 4 episodes. When she is screaming, please, and she like throws her cereal, and then that's exactly how I felt about this scene was, please make it stop. Okay, I mean, now we see kind of what Featherstone and Hoover are doing, is trying to break them up, which you could have mentioned a couple episodes ago. It might have made the things more interesting. But it's probably due to the pivot that Herr Star is doing now. We ended last episode with Herr Star meeting Jesse in a bar and offering to work from home. And this is something that's from the comic books. It's interesting. They kind of went away. They were a little nicer about the Jesus stuff in the show than they were in the comics. I don't know if you remember, but the comics Jesus, when he got crucified, and I guess this could still happen. Sorry, spoiler warnings. When he gets crucified, he gets drugged, and then they go and get him 3 days later, and he lives to 48 and has a kid and lives with Mary Magdalene, but he gets hit by a cart of some kind or something, and then he dies. He dies in some
getaway donkeys that Judas had.
Yeah, no, he dies in some insignificant way in the comic book, and it's like way meaner in the comic book, freaking Garth Ennis. But yeah, the tulip stuff is just, oh my God, please stop. And I really hate false drama in my false drama, sorry, but I mean that's what this is,
Yeah. And I mean the whole thing with, okay, so first you're going to kill them, so that's why you had the surveillance going on to see how to kill them, and now you're trying to break them up, and it's just like, I'm tired of New Orleans, really. I'm actually kind of tired of the whole Dennis thing too.
Yeah, that's, what is it kind of feeling like Walking Dead season 2?
It is feeling like Walking Dead.
Are we stuck on the farm again? Did AMC pull the budget?
We definitely are stuck on Hershal's farm, and Sophia's wandering in the barn in a circle as a zombie. So I mean that's pretty much Tulip is. Tulip is the Sophia of this. She's just wandering in a circle. Cassidy, I take it Dennis is the Shane, that we're just waiting for him to die at this point.
Oh yeah, that's what I put in my notes, that just that one look he gave him when he's in the arcade with the ladies of the night, and he sees the picture of him trying to bite him in the photo booth. That look is like, I knew it. I just wrote it down, like he's got to kill Dennis.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he let him have his little night out,
Interesting.
Yeah, that's that. I think he gave him a little last hurrah before he's gonna off him. He's got to, I love that he gives him the puberty talk at how old is Dennis, by the way?
Well, like you said, 70 or 80, I don't know.
70. He looks like in his 70s.
We know he was born in 1947. 46, 47.
Okay, 47. Well, then we know exactly. I'm not going to do the math now, but we know how old he is. So 53. Yeah, he's old. He's in his 70s. And the actor's probably in his 50s. He's just lived in Hollywood all his life. And oh, sorry, that was mean. So yeah, the only drama and is we get this it was the Jesse stuff was good with Herr Star. I love Herr Star. Herr Star tries to like break out the binders with him, and Jesse just beats the crap out of him with him and uses the voice. But when Herr Star offers to take him to meet the Pope and the Archbishop of Canterbury, he puts the cloth over him. The first thing I wrote down was, why doesn't he use the voice to just cut the bullshit, or like, hey, you don't kill me? Well, I would do that. We don't trust you either. I would have pulled the voice off right there. Don't you think?
Well, I mean, the guys in the front seat had if you notice, they were actually even sequestered from them. So there was no way that he could actually grab them to pull off the headphones. So there had to be a little bit of trust on both ends, is what happened. And that was what that whole scene was about. And also, later on, we find out that Herr Star had set this whole thing up to begin with, and going to go and what Jesse was going to do, and just kind of let it.
Oh yeah, and that Hoover and Featherstone and probably Herr Star know that the Saint of Killers guns are in the bathroom. So we have this whole drawn out scene with Featherstone and Tulip playing, Rockstar, and her trying to get her Tulip in the bathroom, so Tulip finds the guns to help break them up. This just seems way too elaborate. I mean, if you were the Grail, why wouldn't you just kill them?
Searching the gully for Sophia while she's trapped in the barn, wandering in circles.
Yes, I mean, like if you're the Grail and you're this big uncaring organization who's ready to off your own people, what do you care what Jesse thinks? I guess he could use the voice, but yeah, just kill him or make him go away. I would have thought, just come out and say it. It seems way too overdone to me. I don't know. I'm just not buying any of it. And I like Tulip. I love Tulip as a character. But this is and Cassidy's neutered this season.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Dennis thing was cool for like a couple episodes, but it's just gone way too fucking long. So sorry for bashing on that part. Now the Jesse meeting the Pope and the Arch, and finding out that they don't know shit, and their stories were pretty good, like God's on the Lamb, or I'm going to make a new species and they're 10 feet tall, and or one smells of honey badger.
Yeah, one has the scent of the smell of the honey badger. Yes,
the honey badger, which smells like what? It doesn't smell like honey, I don't think. Or maybe it does. Maybe that's why it's called a honey badger. I know nothing about them. Though, that traveling scene where they finally, just use the voice. So Herr Star is forced to show him the Messiah because he heard in passing, I think it was the Pope who mentioned it's time to bring out the boy. He will lead us. And he wasn't supposed to hear that. And of course, Jesse used the voice, and they do this.
He wasn't supposed to hear that.
Quote unquote, exactly. Yeah, which he was. And they do this fast traveling scene. And the only thing I could think of is like, you need to do that in Game of Thrones. You need to do the, high speed, like just do fast forwarding everybody on the ship and having conversations and loading stuff up and all their armor. And that would really help Game of Thrones this season to explain, all this time traveling they're doing. But back to Preacher here. So we get to the meat of the, bearing the lead here, not bearing the lead here. We get to see Jesus or the Messiah, which is the 25th grandson of Jesus, and it's played by the same actor who played Jesus, with some pretty damn good makeup. And Jesse's confronted with him, and it looks pretty normal at first. It looks nothing like he does in this is kind of like my sorry, that's my bad Herr Star, but there's my version of him that from the comics. Sorry, Steve Dillon, I apologize. He looks like the actor, and Jesse kneels in front of him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so humbled." And everybody knew that he's going to whip out his dick and pee on him. Come on, like that. I was just wait for it. There it goes. And his name is Humperdoo. Humperdoo. And we find out why he's named Humperdoo, because he starts humping fucking Herr Star's leg.
And we also find out finally who Man Dog is.
Man Dog is. Yeah, Dennis, caught that. And I don't even know why I didn't catch that at first, but I'm like, oh, he's drawing puppies. Duh. There's a lot of blonde in here. Sorry. Yeah, he is Man Dog on his spare time. When he's not a messiah, he's Man Dog. So that makes me think.
So obviously, he's in New Orleans, is where he's being stored at. Obviously,
So why did they do all the flying then, or were they just showing you go through the clouds and it was just bullshit?
I think it's just bullshit, just to bring him around different places, just to bring him all the way back to New Orleans.
Oh, they probably did put him in a plane and fly him up, and then just fly him right back to New Orleans. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I would throw him off. That's good. And then it makes you think. Remember it was the first episode when they went to go find Man Dog, and they're like, "Oh, let's go meet God." And you saw this old guy, and he goes, "Shh," or something like that. Maybe that was God. We have seen God, but it probably isn't. Let's face it. This is Seth Rogen, and we're really big on flipping the script on stuff. So let's predict right now who we think God. What do we think God is going to be? I think you and I both talked about it. We agreed on God's going to be a little girl.
Actually, I just had a flash. Remember the street preacher?
Yeah.
That might be God.
You think that was God? We mentioned that. I thought maybe he's God.
He might be. Who knows? I mean,
obvious. I think
they said we've already met him, or her, or whatever.
But they didn't specify which season.
Yeah, they didn't specify what season.
So we got to think of a character who Jesse didn't know, who's just kind of run across. Maybe Victor's daughter. I'll fall back on that one. But maybe the street preacher. You're right. Could be that. So Herr Star's whole plan, and this is pretty much from the comic books, is to replace the Messiah with Jesse.
Yep.
And Herr Star's right that if you're still going to look for God, you can't do it alone. And Jesse's I got friends, and he's like, are you sure? Being very foreboding. And then we cut to Tulip with the Saint of Killer guns and his sword on it too. Those guns are badass, dude. By the way, I want replicas of those guns. Bad. They got to be.
I think those are Peacemakers, the Colt 45 Peacemakers.
Yeah. I don't know jack about guns. It could be. They look good though. I love my prop guns.
I've been watching a lot of Winona Earp as well, which is a Colt 45 Peacemaker, same kind of thing, long ass barrel, and usually that's what that is. So hopefully.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, whatever it is,
anyway.
They're badass.
Yes.
They're badass. I kicked my camera there. Sorry. So that's kind of where the episode leads, and it looks like we're finally gonna get some action going on here. It looks like we're crawling towards the Saint of Killer coming back. Actually, they showed the scenes for next episode, and they're pulling up the armored car, which means they're near Angelville. Tulip, it looks like, has not. I just got from the scenes that she hasn't told Jesse that she has the guns yet, or maybe she did.
Well, yeah, she tries to destroy them. Because remember, we see her go to a smelter and try and just melt them down. And he's like, it's not even hot. And he throws her the gun straight out of the smelting thing. And, it's not even hot.
And we're going to get Eugene back finally. He's been, God.
Because there's a backdoor. Remember, we were talking about that in one of our earlier.
There's backdoors to everything. There is.
I see a theme.
I see a theme too.
There might be a backdoor to the barn.
Maybe. There's to yours. Just kidding, buddy. Well, you are Greek. You're very fun.
Well, you went now.
Yeah. He's the Greek geek. He's fond of goats and comic books.
No.
No, I don't like comic books anymore. So
that's exactly
we're
right.
gonna finally get Eugene back. We got 3 more episodes, which is good. But again, this Eugene and Hell thing has actually been dragged out from what? Halfway through season 1. So
about two episodes shy of the end of season 1, and it's just been going on and on. And again, Sophia in the barn, man. It's really Sophia in the barn.
It is. And you know what sucks is the comic is so not like that. It's not like they have any shortage of things to borrow from the comic to make this thing paced faster go, maybe it's budgetary, but show more of the angel stuff,
It's supposed to be a freaking road trip too. You're supposed to be on the road looking for God. On the road.
Yeah.
In the operative term. Not stuck in New Orleans.
Not stuck in Orleans. So I think our analogy that we've beaten with the dead horse, but we'll say again, is this is Walking Dead season 2. Thank you, AMC. Man, and they've got a lot of crazy trouble with Robert Kirkman too.
Well, it's Kirkman, Gale Ann Hurd, and about 3 other producers from Walking Dead.
Oh yeah,
they're suing them.
So it turns out Frank Darabont, is he not excusing his psychotic behavior, might have had a point about the whole money thing. Let's just talk about that, which is they're claiming that Walking Dead is not making as much money as it was, which is, this is modus operandi for Hollywood. Come on. That's why, those box office totals, it's usually double that.
Yeah.
It's double that. And that's not bullshit. Why would you announce your actual, there's the whole for marketing thing, but there's also, the IRS and the government see that too. So it's all funky economics. So hopefully this doesn't screw up Walking Dead. This is why we can't have nice things. That's kind of a theme on our podcast, that's why
it's one of our hashtags.
It is. And that's what we do here. We criticize and unsolicited opinions and snap judgments based on no fact at all. But we love these shows. We do it, but we're not going to be, we're not going to kiss anybody's ass ever.
And don't forget psychotic rants every now and then.
Oh yeah. Nerd, I don't nerd rage as much as I used to. I've really calmed down in my old age, but dude, you're capable too, believe me.
I know. I said both of us.
Yeah. All I have to do is sit you in front of a Star Wars movie for about 5 minutes, and you turn beet red, dude.
Just put me in front of the damn Blade Runner 2049 trailer again. And
the one where we see all of the Harrison Ford scenes. Let me guess, his son is going to come out and kill him because he was a bad dad.
But he's going to die during that movie, just so you know.
Yep. Are we going to just is he going to come back in Indiana Jones and die, and then come back in Frantic and die, and come back in
Hunt for Red October and die?
Hunt for Red October and Air Force. It'll be Air Force 2. Trump kills Harrison Ford.
Oh man. Yeah.
I got a better plane than you. It's an excellent plane. Get off my plane. Oh my God, this is digressing. But I'm still enjoying the show. I still love Tulip. It's not the actress's fault that this is being written poorly. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it seems like Seth Rogen's not as involved this season, because the episode he directed was brilliant, was beyond. But the first 2 episodes were so good. I'm like, dude, this is going to be better than season 1. And it just, and tell us if please comment away. Tell us if you disagree. Tell us why you disagree. I'm wrong all the time. I'm married. Ask my wife. So I don't know. I don't want to come on and bash a show either. That's no fun. But
sometimes it is.
And sometimes it is. The Inhumans, we might just roast the shit out of that. I'll donate one of my paychecks to a favorite charity if that thing is good.
You just put that on the air. That's cheap.
I did. If that thing is good, and you can't come out and go, I liked it. No, it's got to be good. Like, it's got to get like good Rotten Tomato ratings, and and I'll admit it. I would freaking admit it. And but dude, I don't know. That doesn't look good. But I think the show is going to rally. I think the last 3 episodes are going to be great. If the Saint of Killers comes back, it's going to be great. Especially if the Saint of Killers and Herr Star like interact in some way. That would be the shit. And if we get Cassidy being Cassidy, like, okay, kill Dennis, do it.
Yeah.
And then can we have our Cassidy back, please?
Yeah, because Herr Star's had the best lines the last 2 episodes. And right? Yeah, he has. And actually, this week's was like any royal family or Maltese puppy.
Oh my God.
What he's describing Humperdew.
Humperdew. Yeah, no Cassidy lines. And there's so many in the comics. And that's probably going to be the first. We're going to review comics, and I've decided I'm going to review Preacher, the first 4 Preacher comic books. That'll be my first comic book review. As a matter of fact, I almost did that in place of last week's episode, but I'll do it at the end of the season. Just because I think we'll be beyond any spoilers from the first few. Although they've really, it's crazy. It's crazy how much they've left out when they could have put it in, and it wouldn't have cost them that much money. It's just extra characters.
Well, so, you know what budget they're working with. They're probably working on shoestrings at this point. If they're just stuck in the same if you notice, we're stuck in the same apartment. And I think Herr Star's office is actually the apartment redone, part of the apartment redone.
You don't see any, you pointed this out, you don't see any New Orleans exteriors. So yeah, what a bummer. So
it's all interior shots. The only shots that we're seeing outside is outside in front of the apartment complex, you know, just getting in and out of the car. And then, of course, like Jesse, we're made to put a hood over our head because there's nothing else to see around you.
Yeah. And then dragging the Dennis thing, like you said. Dennis is just a plot device to show us that Cassidy is capable of betrayal.
Yeah.
And killing his own son. So showing, okay, you spent an entire season of a show that if you keep doing this, you won't have another one to show us him doing the betrayal. So speed it up, guys. Come on. Yeah. All right. We love the show. We're going to continue covering it. We will be back next week. John is getting married. My son started junior high, so the schedule's been kind of crazy. So sorry this podcast is late, but better than not at all, don't you think? Yeah. Any final words, Dennis?
Beware of Man Dog, and don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, America.
May the small folks sing songs of your greatness, and see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye-bye.